Well, joining me now is another member of the Ukrainian parliament, Oleksiy Goncharenko. Oleksiy, good to have you.
Hello, good evening.
You know, I always have to begin these conversations with the question, are you safe? Because as it gets late, close to midnight where you are, this is often the time Russia begins their strikes. Is there a barrage underway right now?
Right now, not, but yeah, unfortunately, it's very usual. And I represent Odessa in Ukraine, and that is my district constituency, and that is my hometown and home city. And unfortunately, Odessa now is one of the biggest aims of Russia because Russia tries to close the Black Sea ports. And unfortunately, they succeeded to do this already for 10 days. There is no one vessel coming in or out from Odessa ports for the first time in 4 years. So yes, unfortunately, there are a lot of Russian attacks right now.
Let me ask you this, because all the potential solutions to solve Ukraine's shortage of air defense, of interceptor missiles, take time, right? I mean, even if they were to manufacture missiles under license from the U.S., which the president has walked back, that would take time. What are Ukraine's options now, immediately, in the near term, to protect its citizens?
First, there are stockpiles in the United States, in other countries, with missiles interceptors. And in many countries, they are not used. And also including the United States, where, yes, there is a Middle East and attacks of Iran, but also there are other parts where there is no, fortunately, any danger. So there are our allies and our partners, they do have interceptors, which we badly need, because in Ukraine, every day without these missiles means losing people, killed people, and that is very painful. So this is the first option. Second option, with the support of the United States, we can be more effective against the launchers of these missiles from Russian territory. But again, in these, we need more support from the US.
What is your reaction to President Trump reversing himself on allowing Ukraine to manufacture its own interceptors? It's not the first time the president has pulled back U.S. help. I just wonder, in your view, have you given up on the U.S. president? Is it time to move on from expecting him to come to Ukraine's defense?
Unfortunately, we are not in the position to give up on the American president. Doesn't matter what is he or her name, because unfortunately, we are in the war with Russia, nuclear state, and with a country which is afraid of just two countries in the world, China and the United States. And unfortunately, we can't count on China at all. So our main ally is the United States of America. Yes, for us, it's very painful that US president is kind of reversing his position from time to time. It's painful for us to see that the support which we are receiving is less than it was before. But it doesn't change the fact that we need all support, and we are thankful for all support we are receiving. We're thankful to American people, we're thankful to this administration, to previous administration, but we hope that finally US president will make his final choice, understanding that Russia is playing games with him, and just United States is losing its credibility as a great partner because of all these games around Ukraine and all this what's happening. So we hope that US president will finally stand on our side completely and will help us to end this war, as he said that he would do this in 24 hours. We hope that he will do this now.
I want to ask you before we go about this drone that struck a beach in Russia, and Russia is saying it killed 7 people, including children. Is it your belief that this was a deliberate attack by Ukrainian drones, or that this drone was hit, struck, or went off course?
Ukraine never attacks beaches and civilians and children just because there are too many targets in Russia itself, and we are not military criminals like Russia is. So there is a very simple option for Russia to prevent this to happen again, just to end this war right now on the current lines. We even don't insist that Russia should leave our territories right now. We just insist to end the war right now. So if Russia wants to end the war, no people killed on beaches or in their houses or in their maternity houses or in the schools like it's happening in Ukraine. That's just a very simple decision from Putin, just to stop the war. That's the only thing which we are insisting on.
Well, Oleksiy Goncharenko, I hope that you have a safe and quiet evening in Ukraine.
Thank you very much.